Chapter 6. We finally have a trailer for it. They decided to release it before the big event at the end. The Hunters. Oh, don't get caught. The fish stick is going down. Well, there's Hope. I'm glad she's back. Okay, that's different. Peely! And Jonesy. Okay. So they weren't completely abandoned like some people thought they would be. Okay. Ooh. Big samurai demon. There was a lot of sword play here, so surely that's got to play into it somehow. And there we go. Now this is really interesting. They point out that this is reality 783 here, as this whatever this chunk of metal, a spaceship, something, whatever it is, crash lands into the island, and it's clearly a different island than the one that we're on now, or even the Chapter 5 island. So I can't help but wonder, does this mean we are being teleported to a brand new reality? Or is this the same reality that we're all used to with just a new island like is usually the case? Now this Oni character looks like she's going to be the leader of whatever group of warriors this is. I know that this one is already a skin in the game. I think the others may be as well, but I'm not sure exactly which ones they are. Then we get this scene here that shows Hope and this new samurai character chasing down the Oni warrior. And we don't really have much to go off of yet. We don't know what this character's motivations are. Is she trying to steal something? Is she trying to just destroy everything? We'll probably get more of that with the storyline trailer, or just the storyline missions that will come out once the season starts. But it's interesting that they're showing how much movement she has, and some of the combat that you're about to see. Well, it could be that there's going to be a major upgrade to the combat system. I'm sure, like, we'll still have guns, but if some of these hand-to-hand weapons can actually maybe neutralize gun blast, that might be a big game changer. Now, this is a blink and you'll miss it moment right here. This character on the left in the red samurai gear, look at his face. That's Baymax. The key art that Epic already revealed for this new chapter and season showed him in what his usual armor is, the red with the wings, but I've never seen him in samurai garb before, so this is interesting, and I'm wondering if there's a storyline reason for it, maybe similar to how Magneto got a Wastelander outfit for that season. There's not really much consistency on how much a collaboration will affect the storyline, but Magneto did hint at Doctor Doom's arrival, so I'm hoping that they'll incorporate Baymax into this, because the other big collaboration of this season, Godzilla, is supposed to be a gigantic boss on the map, and I can't imagine them bringing in something like that and it not being part of the story somehow. Now here's this weird creature here that looks like it's made out of stone and trees, and it's surrounded by what looks like little cloud spirits or something. And as soon as Hope and the Oni and that samurai guy run past it, the little spirits just fly away and the stone goes completely silent and unnoticeable. It looks like we're going to get a lot of mythical creatures and stuff like that in this chapter, but I'm curious as to if these things here are going to be hostile, or if there's some sort of just a place where you can go and get missions from. Maybe these will be where we get our storyline beats from. Here we get a shot of the turtle, and right in front of him is, of course, our old buddies Jonesy and Peely. I can't tell from this one shot if this is supposed to tell us that Jonesy and Peely won't be doing anything really important in this season, or if it's just supposed to be just a comical moment for them, but at least they're there. I was worried that they wouldn't be here at all. Maybe at the very least there'll be just some NPCs around the map that we can talk to and maybe buy some better weapons from. That would be better than nothing. Now, we already talked earlier about how Godzilla is at some point going to be a boss on the island, and he's not in this trailer at all except for the final shot that uses some key promotional art. But here, I'm sure these are going to be boss battles on the island with these giant samurai Oni demons or whatever they're supposed to be. And this is going to be interesting because he's a good bit bigger than the rest of the characters. During Fortnite Remix, if you beat a boss character, they would follow you around. They would become your ally. But I'm not really feeling that with this kind of a boss because of how big he is. So surely if you beat him, you'll get some sort of legendary or mythic weapon. Now, these shots of hand-to-hand combat here look really good, and I know it's not going to be anything like this in-game, but it does leave me with, some hope that this will give us some new mechanics to play with, or at the very least be a little more interesting. And here we have the key promo art for the season, which shows the turtle, a big city, a couple of smaller villages, and a spirit next to this big dragon gate. And of course, you can't ignore in the upper right-hand corner, that's definitely the king of the kaiju back there. And I'm actually really excited to see how they're going to incorporate Godzilla into this game. I've seen on Twitter some of the data miners say that Godzilla is supposed to be a giant boss that functions in a similar way to the way the Doctor Doom battle from Chapter 5 Season 4 worked. Okay. Woo!
We've got supplies incoming.
Oh, he showed me for using Surfing Bird on him. Now, I'm not expecting Godzilla to be on the map right away. I figure he'll come in midway through the season as part of the story where maybe the Oni get tired of losing all of their forces to Hope and her new alliance, and they decide to just call the king of monsters to come in and wipe everybody out. My hope is that he will serve as a roaming boss of sorts, or where he will spawn in one POI every match, and maybe he will be confined to that POI, but if you want to drop there, you're going to have to deal with him. Maybe they give him a health bar and it's possible to defeat him, but this is Godzilla we're talking about. I could see them just making it to where he has so much health it would be pretty much impossible to take him down. Now imagine if he is that powerful, but he's not confined to one POI. What if he's able to go from one location to the next, or if he's able to focus on particular players through a game? Say he arrives on the island and he starts picking off players like a bounty, where you're alerted that Godzilla is aware of your location and he's coming after you. It might not be very fair the way it sounds, but if he's going to be as ruthless as he's usually depicted, then it won't matter whether or not he's targeting one specific player or not. If you get too close to whoever he's after, you're going to get caught in the crossfire too. Or you could just have him be just an indiscriminate force of destruction and lay waste to everything and everyone he comes across. I'm really interested to see where the story is going to go from here, because we know from the Fortnite Remix tapes that Hope is trying to get back in contact with her sister after she fled when she opened Pandora's box. So at some point, Valeria is going to have to return to the story. And we can't forget about Hope's art being keys to the future, because if you'll remember, there was one area from the Chapter 5 map where she painted Dr. Sloan. So that suggests that we will see her return at some point as well. Now there's one more thing that, as I was staring at the key art, it made me realize something about this new samurai character. His hairstyle is very similar to Kato Thorne's. If you'll remember, yes, Kato Thorne was a time-traveling vampire, but he wore Japanese-style clothes, and he did carry the cyber katana that was used primarily during Chapter 4 Season 2. It would be pretty interesting if they were able to find a way to tie Kato Thorne back into this season. Maybe this is an alternate version of him where he's not a bat monster? Or maybe Kato Thorne is from this particular reality. Maybe this is where he came from originally, and he was able to use magic and money or whatever to invent that time machine, and that's how he ended up on the Chapter 4 island. What do you guys think? Are you excited for this brand new chapter of Fortnite? What about Baymax and Godzilla? Do you think at some point we might actually see our favorite medical robot try to duke it out with the king of the monsters? Let me know in the comments what you guys are looking forward to the most about Chapter 6. Thanks for watching this video, I really appreciate it. If you want to support my channel, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You can also become a member of the channel if you'd like to do that, or you can donate to my channel over on my Ko-fi page. Now, I'm gonna go prepare my secret technique for when Godzilla finally arrives on the island. Begging for mercy.